yet in the Congress. You saw Congressman Sarbanes in the video. He was the one just looking appalled at the amount of chemicals that are included in the fracking process. It's also worth mentioning that our own Senator Ben Cardin, our U.S. Senator, is one of the lead sponsors of the bill on the Senate side. He and Senator Casey from Pennsylvania are leading the charge in the Senate. And you might have noticed that not a lot's getting done in Congress these days in general. And it's a place where there's not a lot of agreement on this sort of thing. We're in a place at the national level where the Congress is fighting to continue to hold the authority of the EPA to do some of its most basic regulations of environmental standards that are already on the books. And what we're seeing with this particular issue as a problem is that it was never included in federal regulations to begin with. It was the Halliburton exemption that allowed in the 2005 Energy and Policy Act to assure that this particular type of drilling with its horizontal extension would be excluded from any of the existing rules and regulations. And I think in part, my presumption of that master strategy is that the states have been, over years, lulled into an expectation that these major things get regulated at the federal level. And we were all caught off guard that this particular issue wasn't being regulated at the federal level. The states were woefully inadequate at regulating them themselves. There's a reason why we have a federal government, to overview and review these things and protect us as a nation, and to do this expert research and lay out the regulations that protect all of us. And left to the wild, wild west of fracking, you had some states that did no regulation at all, and states like Maryland that say, okay, if the feds aren't going to do it, we are, but we don't have the money nor the expertise to know exactly how this should be regulated, so we're going to have to take a long time to study it in order to decide. I'd also like to point out that while it would be a step in the right direction, the Frack Act is only one super tiny piece of what we're trying to get to the bottom of here. Even if we got to the place where they were disclosing the chemicals, that doesn't address any of the range of issues.
That's the main intent of the Frack Act.
The Frack Act is simply about the disclosure of the chemicals, and that doesn't do anything about requiring companies to have a record of what chemicals are going in any one particular well, so that the personal property owner who has the well on their land, if there's something that goes wrong there, it's going to be burden of proof on them to say what the impact was of the chemicals. They don't know for sure what range of this proprietary cocktail was used in their particular well that may create the problems. And it does nothing to address the infrastructure problems, the flowback problems, the methane migration issues. There are scores and scores and scores of issues that need to be addressed here that I don't want to take away from the importance of the Frack Act. It would be helpful for that to pass at the national level, but there's a lot more work to be done than just that bill.
I'm going to give you